Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Radical Reality Productions. We are here today with myself, Jay Milligan, the host, our exit specialist, as always, Julia Rowe, and we are joined by our fourth place finisher on Survivor Yagong Island, Carrie Underwood. Carrie, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, thank you.
All right. With that going ahead, we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll hand it over to Julia.
Carrie, thank you for joining us today. So I'm just going to start off with, what was your overall strategy going this mini, and how did your strategy adapt and change as you played and the game progressed?
Yeah, okay. So this is a hard question for me because I'm not the biggest strategist, like at all. I'm very like one round at a time and then we'll see what happens. So before the game started, I was like, my only strategy was to try not to suck at challenges because like I get super stressed out when it comes to challenges. And I was like, if I can sit out, I will. If like there's a puzzle, I'll speak up first so I don't have to be on the puzzle. So like my strategy was very much just try not to suck at challenges and get through it. The other thing, I am such a sucker for a girls alliance. So like I just love it. So like anytime there's like a group of girls and they're like, we should align, or even if it is just like me and another girl, I'm like all in. So that was like the other thing. I was like, if there's a chance for a girls alliance, like I would totally do that.
Awesome. So what aspect of the game, the physical, social, or strategic, do you think you played the best in order to help you get as far as you did in the game?
Oh, it's definitely social. Like I said, I'm not the biggest strategist. It's hard for me to like see like all the pieces and how they all fit together and to like think like X number of moves ahead. Like that's just not my forte. And then like physical, I'm not the best at challenges. And so like I always fall back on social. And like I think with that, like people tend to like, gosh, I am so sorry.
Free puppy distraction, real quick. Sorry about that.
I think people tend to like underestimate me when I play these games, or just probably in my everyday life. I am so sorry, sweetheart. No, no, no. Um, and so I was actually surprised that I was never really the target, like throughout the whole game. Like no one was ever like, we should probably get carry out. Like it was fun. I feel like I just like coasted to the end. It was great.
No, I will say I'm very like shocked. Like you played so socially, but at the same time you were being like strategic where you needed to be. Like that shy you tribe. I don't think a lot of people realize like you had your hand in the cookie jar the entire like who you wanted to go home went home in both those rounds.
Yeah, so and that's like another thing. And this is like a relatively, I think because of the people I was playing with, because it was my friends, I feel like I was definitely able to bring more of myself into the game. But like I get really bitter and heated and okay, whatever. And so like when someone voted against me early on, I was like, they have to go. And so it was like whenever I got this feeling in my head that someone had to go, I just had like so much conviction that I had to make it happen. But I don't normally play that way if I'm playing with people I don't know, because I'm like, I don't think I can get away with it. But since I was playing with my friends, I was like, I can probably get away with kind of like bossy behavior.
Love that for you.
So going off that answer, what bonds do you think you developed that were the most helpful for you, and which ones do you think you wish you put more stock in to maybe change the trajectory of everything a little bit?
Interesting. So, I really fully 100% trusted Lily, and like I wanted her to be like my person throughout the game. And so she was like, I would say she was like my number one before she got voted out. And then the weird thing happened, like I never had a number one after that. Like I kind of like, you know, thought it was McKenna, but it was never really like established. We never talked about it. Um, I feel like if I would have gone to John, okay, so like back when it was John's boot and like we had just tried to get Ian out, I feel like if I had just gone to John and been like, we need to get Ian out now, he would have probably done it. But I don't know. I just thought that like John and Ian were such good buddies. I was like, I don't really know if they're ever gonna go for each other. So I think I probably like if I would have nurtured that relationship and just talked to John that round, that probably would have gone better. And I probably really needed to actually sit down with McKenna and be like, what is this? We need to define this relationship. Let's have a DTR chat. Like, what is our alliance? Maybe that would have helped, but she was like, tight with Ian. So that was a tough one.
Yeah, and you've obviously talked a little bit about this throughout, but pre-existing connections did play a major role into this game. How did you specifically use them to navigate throughout the game, and how did you use them to your benefit? And overall, how do you think they eventually led to your downfall?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I can talk about the downfall. Okay. Ian is like, he's like magical or something. Like there's something about him that I don't know if it's just like he's like so freaking charismatic or what it is, but like that round where Bill went, Ian should have gone that round. And I don't know why I was like, yeah, Bill needs to go. Like, why? Why did I say that? I have no idea. Probably because Ian was like, Bill should go. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Bill should go. I don't know. So that was probably the biggest one that led to my downfall, is trusting. I don't even trust him, but just like falling for Ian. Oh my gosh. Other pre-existing relationships. So I kind of bonded and aligned with people who I was closer with in general. So like Lily and I are super close. And so like I was like, oh, I want you to be my person. I don't have as much of a relationship with like Elijah. And so I never really considered that to be like a potential ally for me. So maybe if I had like, opened up my eyes a little bit more, things could have shaken out differently.
So we can't talk with you without talking about the final four vote. So obviously you went home, you ended up voting for McKenna and went out on a 2-1-1. It's shown that you knew that one person, Kyle, was voting for Ian already, and with only 4 votes of the tribal and 2 other people besides you eligible to get votes, what went into your decision to put your vote on McKenna, knowing how big of a threat Ian was overall?
Yeah, okay. So there were a lot of things. Okay, so I was racking my brain trying to figure out what would be the right thing to do. Like I knew that Ian had played a really good game, but I was like, McKenna and I have played so similarly. Like, what would I even say up against her at the end? Like, what would I say? Like, what have I done that she hasn't done? And so I thought that, it's possible that there are people in the jury who respect like social games or like under the radar games. And so maybe I would be able to pull a vote or two from those people as opposed to Ian. Okay, so that was one thing I thought. So I thought it would be best if I just went ahead and tried to go up against Ian, even though I was like, oh, he's played such a good game. But I was like, maybe there are people in the jury who like, are more into that, social type game. And we did see that Lily voted, for McKenna. So it's possible. The other thing was I did not trust anything that Ian and McKenna had said to me. So I trusted Kyle that he was actually going to write Ian's name down. I was like, okay, so that's definitely a vote for Ian. But I didn't trust anything that McKenna and Ian had said. Like, Ian had told me he was voting McKenna. McKenna had told me she was voting Ian. And I was like, who knows if that's true? Like, it's like flip a coin. Like, I have no idea. Like, I just have to go with whatever I feel like is the best move for me. And because I had no idea if they were actually going to do what they said they were going to do. So.
Right, so real quick, so then they're like, I know, like I kind of know, because then like, okay, if you don't, Ian or Kyle's definitely putting his vote on Ian, then you could force fire. Like, what was your thought process behind that? Do you ever like think about that? Like, wait, if they do vote for me, I'm at least going to fire, or do you think it was like you just had no idea where they were going and thought they were going to vote for each other or something?
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely was like, they say they're voting for each other, but they could vote for me. Who knows, So I did think about that going to fire, and I was like, I have no idea what the fire making challenge would be. Like, I am not particularly good at challenges, and so I didn't want it to be me. Ian says he's not good at challenges, but he, compared to the rest of us, he was doing pretty well. And I was like, well, I don't know, like it might be fun. Like, you know, I don't know, even if I lose at fire making, like, I don't know, it could be like a good time. Who knows?
Do you want to know what it was? You want
Yes.
to see
What
how
was
you do?
it?
You're at this 10. I was going to do the 10 cup stack again, 5 dice with the chopsticks, and then a slider puzzle at the end. And if you're the best 2 out of 3, so if you could be Ian in the first 2.
Okay. Ian actually tried to teach me how to do slide puzzles. So we like back in the summer, he tried to teach me how to do slide puzzles, and he was super, super helpful and patient with me, but I just am not good at them, and he's really, really good at them. So I don't think I could have ever beat him at a slide puzzle. Cup stacking, like maybe, but I don't know.
The dice, and what about the dice? Because if you could be in the first 2, the challenge is over and you win.
Yeah. What was the dice? What is the
Like
dice?
so you could take the chopsticks and you stack them on top, like 2 pencils, and you just stack them. We were gonna do 3, just
Yeah.
shortened up.
I would have had to do it like this way because I don't know how to hold chopsticks. Like,
That's
you
fine.
know, I don't
That's
know how
fine.
to- So yeah, I would have had to do it that way. I don't like maybe, I don't know. Like maybe, I don't know. The slide puzzle, no way. That goes to Ian, but the other ones.
Yeah, just saying. So I was like, I know how Ian is. I know Ian is probably as quick as I am at slide puzzles. So I was like, if Carrie can get, my Carrie could possibly get these 2, and then I'm like, I was like, I knew, like, I was like, if Carrie doesn't get one of the first 2, I knew she was done. Like, because I know how Ian is a slide, like ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has them on his phone. He does them all the time, and he can do them like huge. Where I was trying to learn how to do like 6 or something, like little.
I can do 20. What is it? 5x5 in like 26 seconds is my fastest.
I couldn't even think
It's
about
an art.
Yeah, it's all about the algorithm, right?
Yeah, it's a lot. Like just knowing how to like snake the piece. Like
Yeah.
once you get it down, you you never forget it. It's one of those things that
Yeah.
once you get it, you get it.
And like I downloaded the app on my phone and I was gonna practice and learn how to do them, but I play Candy Crush the majority of the time, like if I have my phone in my hand, and I was like, I just like always want to play Candy Crush. And so there's never a chance to do anything else other than play Candy Crush. And lately I've been doing crosswords. And so it's like it's either Candy Crush or crosswords. And I just like nothing in me really wants to do slide puzzles. So.
Well, next time fire making is a Candy Crush level, it's gonna be yours.
I would do so well at that.
What level let's just out of question curiosity, what level are you?
I'll tell you.
Now we have to know. Like I think I'm like 60 something, and I was like, I'm done.
That's it? Are you kidding me?
Oh, I got so frustrated. I need to be like, I get frustrated if I'm not good at things.
2,594.
Wow. There you have it. If anyone wants to play an org, reverse carrying Candy Crush level,
Yeah.
good luck.
Yes.
So over the course of the game, what do you think were key moments or votes that really propelled you to get as far as you did?
Probably Lily going out was the first one. So I know there was like that chat like right around her vote where like the big threats or people who like consider themselves big threats were like, oh, we need to get out like someone who's just gonna like skate by. So I mean that ended up being Lily, like it could have been me. So that probably helped. That like satisfied their hunger to getting rid of an under the radar person. So that was probably helpful. But honestly, like no one really ever went after me. So I didn't really feel like I ever like needed to like make big moves to propel me. I was never like the target of anything. I mean, yeah, I just kind of like hung out and kept on going.
No, I don't think you were ever like honestly in trouble until that Final Four vote. Like I don't think your name was tossed, but it was never like considered. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So those are the main questions I have for you. I have one more at the end, but
Okay.
there is one from the viewers.
Okay.
They have a few, so I'm going to throw it over to Jay from questions from the Facebook.
And because there's no more spoilers, I can say this. We have the winner of Survivor Yagong Island, Ian Moorhead. He says, Carrie, who do you feel played an underrated game and why? Go ahead and answer that. And I know your next question you already kind of answered, but we'll go ahead and.
Who played it in under the radar game and why? I mean, like obviously, like McKenna's going to be an answer. Let me think of someone though that we haven't talked about yet. Like Bill. So Bill played a really good under the radar game. Like he's never really the one to like push a name forward. Like, he's just kind of like, I feel like he gives options, but he's never like, we have to get this person out, right? And
Right.
he was able to make it like pretty far in the game, playing like under the radar in that way. Like, we never worry about Bill like in challenges, although he did a really good ball sit at one point. Like we can say that. Like one of the seasons he played with us, he did really, really well at a wall sit. But he's a good one. He played a really good game.
No, he is like he plays a strategy like I wish I can get down. Like it's like you go to someone like this or that, and you make people feel like it's your move, but you're planting the seeds and having people run with it, and you're just going,
Yeah.
and then you cut those he just cuts those people and he takes credit for them. It's amazing. Like I don't
It's
know how
very
he does
subtle.
it. It's very subtle, but like he gets far doing it. And you already kind of answered in the comments, but for anyone that didn't see the comments, who would do it better in an org, Rico or Megan?
Oh my gosh, this is so stupid. Okay. In an org. Okay. So these people are people who live like in my community. I am going to say, okay, so my answer in the comments was Crossan, but my real answer is Megan because she's just really nice and I think people will want to going forward. This is stupid. Okay.
And then Carly Scruggs said, I'm crying at this. Haha. Just to get that in there. And Kyle had a question for both of you. What is an important move you made that was not highlighted?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I am trying to figure out this John boot because in my memory, I have a vivid memory of being like, John has to go. However, the episode showed Kyle being like, let's go, John. And then Bill is also being like, oh yeah, that was my move. So whatever happened, I don't know if we all coincidentally came up with the same idea at the same time, but like, I'm telling you, I have a vivid memory that I was like driving the charge on that John boot. So
As someone who watched it, you were all saying it at the same time, but in different breakout rooms, and it just, if that makes sense. It just, everyone had the idea, like from the edit perspective, I was like, oh, like whose move did I give this to? Like, cause I didn't know who. Like, I was like, let me give Kyle some credit. Like, it was like, even though it was literally everyone just came together and was like,
yeah,
yes, John needs to go, and basically it was almost unanimous at that point.
Interesting.
All right. And I don't know if McKenna wants to read this. I messaged her, but she didn't answer, so I will. She goes, Carrie, my darling, will you, JK, I'm not going to have Jay say that, laughing face. But my actual question is, would you have traded Golf McKenna for me in this game? I emoji.
Yes. Okay. McKenna always throws her game away for me. Like she will do absolutely anything for me. And it's really kind of a problem. So, oh my God. Yeah. Like McKenna would never vote me out until I told her to. And so she would like do anything to propel my game forward. So 100% I would trade Golf McKenna for gay McKenna.
That's great. I love that for you guys. And then next we got Greg Langstein. He wants to know if you could insert yourself insert yourself into any tribe in Survivor history, who would you be? Who would you be and why? McKenna also said, Beanie, you expect Carrie to remember these things? And then Greg also said she can choose a DCP tribe then. So whatever you feel comfortable doing.
Okay, the problem is I don't know anything. Okay, I'm like always very confused. I don't know what it is. So like I think I'm smart, right? Like I'm almost done with my dissertation. Like I'm gonna be a doctor. Okay, I like am so confused. I can never keep anything straight. Like I don't know who anybody in Survivor is. I don't know what any seasons are. I'm always just like, that one person who did blah blah blah. And I don't know any tribes. However, I do seriously love Nick Wilson. And so like whatever tribe he's on, I know he was in David versus Goliath. Like I do know that. And so whatever tribe he was on, I would probably be on his tribe because like I seriously love him and I would just want to hang out with him. So that's my answer.
I would say, and do you want to pick DCP tribe? There is a correct answer.
Oh, there's a correct answer. Okay.
Yes.
Um, okay. I want to be on the tribe that Eric was on. What tribe was that? I don't know.
I don't remember. Damu?
I don't know. I have
And
no
that is
idea.
that is not the right answer. It's Dak Tech,
Okay.
aka Dak Tech, aka the Chipotle tribe.
Oh, the Chipotle tribe. Okay, but I don't like Chipotle.
Fair enough.
I would have been voted out because I don't like Chipotle.
I have to say we were probably one of the messiest tribes in
It was,
DCP3.
it was.
We were a mess. We're a tribe that kept winning. I will say that. So I think the Damu tribe was a much better answer, to be honest. And next we have our second place finisher and runner-up, McKenna Inglis. Carrie, I love you so much. What's your favorite beer and your favorite brewery? And what's your we'll go with that.
Okay, okay. Okay, my favorite beer is a sour that's made by Anderson Valley. So I love sours and I love the sours that like are more savory than sweet. And so Anderson Valley has a really, really great sour that's like very like vinegary, pickle juice kind of tasting. Obsessed with it. Okay, that's I would say that was my favorite beer.
Mhm.
My favorite brewery, I guess I have two answers. So one is a local one in Vegas it's called Love Lady. They have a bunch of sours, which I love. And they also have a peanut butter chocolate porter, which is so good. So I really like that one. And then my second answer is Belching Beaver. They have like the best peanut butter chocolate porter or stout, whatever. So yummy. So yeah, those are my two favorite and beer and brewery answers.
Fair enough. And the second question is, what's your big B order?
Okay.
Did I say that correctly? Let's make sure. Big B.
Big B. Yes. So Big B is a coffee chain that's in Michigan. And so my family is from Michigan. So like anyways, but like we moved away when I was really, really young, but my best friend's family lives in Michigan. And so I was able to visit her and see Michigan a couple years ago before the pandemic. And I am obsessed with Big B. Like it's so yummy. So when I went to Big B, I don't know if this is on the menu, but I would always ask for an iced Neapolitan latte because like I love chocolate and strawberry together and just like throw in vanilla because like why not? So I don't really know if it's on the menu, but that's what I would always ask for.
That does sound amazing, I must say. All right. Next, we have our 8th place finisher, John David Millicap. Carrie, you played an incredibly impressive game, demonstrating a cutthroat nature most of the cast did not know existed. What is one move you made or didn't make that you learned from the most, and what move did you learn from that? And what did you learn from that?
Okay, I should have voted out Ian, like instead of Bill. Like, why? Okay, I would say that that's one move I should have made but didn't. Another thing, okay, I just want to bring this up. Okay, Victoria, like what the heck? Okay, so early on in the game, we decided we were doing this like girls alliance, and then after that, Victoria approached me one-on-one and she was like, out of the girls, I think you and I should be like the closest. Like we should be the two within the 4. And I said, okay, Victoria, yeah, I'm totally into that. Great. Okay. The very next vote, she voted against me. That was the vote we tried to get Ian out. And then Lily ended up going home. And so like Victoria had made this girls alliance and then immediately voted against it. And then she came to me and she was like, sorry, I don't want to be on the wrong side of the vote. And I was like, oh my God, me neither. Like you didn't even tell me what you were doing. So like right after that, I was like, I cannot trust Victoria. Like that is like this, she is not part of the girls alliance. So we kicked her out, and then it was just me and McKenna.
I will say that Victoria's a lot smarter than she leads on or looks, and I think that was a very clear to her professional. She knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love Victoria, but damn, she had her hands on a lot of cookie jars.
hmm
Next, we have from Ben Horde. Sorry, I have to. He is so much energy. I know I love him, but
I know you have to like get really close to the
you have to
camera.
get really close to the camera like this. He's gonna be like, "Damn, I'm still." Like his next interview, he's like, "I'm still getting fucking attacked." We love you, Ben. I hope you know that. What's your favorite ice cream flavor from the MSU dairy store? And I have to say this again. I have no clue where I got these questions from.
Okay. So, okay, like I said, like my best friend lives or her family's from Michigan, and so we just found out that like she and Ben went to the same college, MSU, Michigan State. And so when I was able to visit Michigan, we stopped at Michigan State and we got ice cream. There's an ice cream place right there. I'm like a really like I like a good cookies and cream. That's always a good one. I like a moose trucks. That's always a good one. I'm just like looking for like something like quick and simple. Those are usually my go-to ones.
Fair enough. Those are two very
Mhm.
good choices.
Mhm.
Next, we do have our sixth place finisher, Bill McGrath. Carrie, you are my secret girl crush. Ian was the obvious get at Final Five, even if I wasn't gonna. I think he meant Final Six. Even if I wasn't gonna vote that way, you seemed undecided which way to vote at the start. Why me? With crying emojis, three of them.
Oh my God, why? Why did I do what I did? Because of Ian's magic, whatever it is. I don't even know where it came from.
I think you did touch on that, but yeah, that was.
That's
It was 3-2-1. So if you switched your vote, you decided. I think you were the swing there. Like if you decide, whoever you wrote down was going to go home.
Yeah, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
And of course, Mick can answer about that question now. But my queens. This is from Kylie Scrugg with heart emoji, or crying emoji, meaning that you guys lost. I think. Carrie, I love you, heart emoji, so much, heart emoji, and I had so much fun watching you play this season. You are truly lovable in level in game as you are in real life. I would love you more. I would love you more. I couldn't love you more. Rob Queen, ready? But you want you to play a game here. Lick, marry, pour out. Starbucks shaken espresso, a sour and a peanut butter whiskey mixed with chocolate milk.
Oh, okay. Lick, marry, pour out. Lick, marry, pour out. Okay. I am going to pour out the. Oh, this is so hard for me.
I love this question. She messaged me before to make sure it was okay.
Okay. I thought I knew what I was going to do, but now I'm changing my mind. I was going to pour out the peanut butter whiskey with the chocolate milk, because like I don't drink that much liquor usually. I'm more of a beer gal, but you can't pour out alcohol because that's alcohol abuse. So my only option is to pour out the shaken espresso, even though I love coffee, but I'm gonna pour out the shaken espresso because you can't abuse the alcohol. I would marry the sours, because like, it's like my go-to, and I would lick the peanut butter whiskey and chocolate milk.
Sounds good. I think the peanut butter and chocolate is great to lick. Like, oh, that sounds
Yeah.
that sounds so good. And now I'm gonna have to try that. Now we got one from Lily Petzold, our ninth place finisher. Proud of you both. Proud of you. You are such queens for killing it in this game and in life with pink heart emojis, two of those. Carrie, if you were a crumble cookie, what flavor would you be and why?
Oh my God, I love crumble. Okay. Okay. I would have to be like a salted caramel. Okay. And because I'm both like sweet and salty. right? So I'm like really like nice and sweet and positive and friendly, but then like I get like super salty. I'm like Rupert when Rupert was like, "Who voted for me?" That's me.
That's
So
exactly what I thought about when you were in the breakout room with Alex. I was like, that is giving such Rupert vibes.
he's just like, I can't help myself. Yeah, so salted caramel.
That is great. I think I touched on. Yeah, I think I touched on all of that. So that is all the Facebook questions. I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to Julia.
So I think you've mentioned the most glaring example throughout, but in hindsight, is there anything that you could have done differently or would have done differently throughout the course of the game to maybe help you get to the end if you could go back and do it all again?
I can like see, okay, so when I think strategy, I can see like little mistakes that I made. Like, why did I tell Alex that we were voting Bo? Like, why did I do that? There was no point in it. Like, we had the numbers. I just was like so adamant, and I was like, we're voting Bo. And then he was like, as soon as I left, he was like, she threw your name out. Like, why? Okay. So there's like little things like that going throughout the season that I'm like, yeah, I need to work on my strategy in some regards. Like believing Ian, like Ian kept being like, I'm not making it to the end. No one will ever vote for me. Like he kept saying that. I kept being like, yeah, you're
And yet he did it. He made it, and almost everyone voted for him. Like that's what I was just watching back him saying this. I'm like, how? Because obviously I'm not in breakout room, so I'm like, how are people? Ian is literally going to win, and he's telling everyone this, and somehow he still makes it. It's
and like
still
we
is
all
like
believed
how?
him.
Like it's insane. Like
McKenna and I are both like, why did we believe him?
you guys should have voted him out at 6.
We would have both fared so much better if we just would have been like, why don't we just get Ian out? Like, but I'm glad he won. He's a really good representative of the season, and he deserved it. He played a good game.
I honestly hope Ian starts playing more games now because he's such a good player, and he's just like, I'm good. Like like I was shocked when he was like, I'll play and come out of retirement. Because I was like, I messaged Ian actually, and I was like, hey, do you know anyone? I know you don't play. And he's like, I'll play, and I was like, excuse me. And like I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I got a spot. I'm like, no, you. I'm like, because I won. Like I saw Ian that one game. He was amazing. Got what, double ID'd out, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Gosh, that was such
Something
a long
crazy.
time
You
ago.
got like double ID'd out at final 11 with 2 votes on him. And I
Yeah,
was like, I would love to see Ian actually play a mini or something like that. Like get like and he played it flawlessly. And I hope he does because wow.
he's really smart. I mean, everyone knows Ian is really smart. And he
Mhm.
just knows the game so well, and he's very charismatic. And so like all those things together is kind of just like a triple threat. And it's actually interesting because, as I was prepping for this game, like the last game I played before this one was with McKenna, and I feel like she knows the game pretty well, and even though she never does well, I feel like she does understand strategy. And so my McKenna, game McKenna, not golf McKenna. And so so before the game, I was kind of like running through some things with her, and I was like, okay, like what advice do you have for me? I'm gonna have to play this game by myself. Like, what am I doing? And she was like, well, if you make it to the end, you need to vote out the person you are most closely aligned with and take credit for all of their moves. And that was like the last conversation we had before the game started. And so I made it toward the end, and then I was like, I trust her the most. And she told me if I made it to the end, I should vote out the person who I was most closely aligned with and take credit for all of their moves. And so that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to try to vote out Golf McKenna and take credit for everything that she did. And then after the game ended, I called her and I was like, I did what you told me to do and it did not work. And she was like, but you went up against Ian. She was like, there's like a caveat to this advice. My advice does not apply if it's against Ian.
Did she know what the vote count was? I must know. Because I'm obviously like I know you guys are, but like I'm just curious, did she know about the vote count?
Yeah, I think so. I think she did. She was like, she was like, if you're just playing with like normal people, you can do that kind of thing. But if you're gonna go up against Ian at FTC, like that's not gonna happen. Like,
And I'm gonna ask it tonight, obviously, because we do have Lorena tonight. But I think had something actually happened and Ian was gone, I think you do probably beat McKenna and Kyle. So like I think you had a really good shot at winning the game.
yeah, maybe. I mean, it's maybe. I don't know.
We'll find out.
Maybe. I'll find out.
All right, but Julie, are you good?
Yeah, so that's all the questions I have. Thank you so much again. It's
Thanks.
been such a pleasure. I'm gonna throw back over to Jay, but thank you.
Yeah, so obviously this is gonna be a little weird. So tomorrow we will be having Kyle's exit interview air.
Mhm.
After that, we will have this is be airing on Sundays. Like I'm figuring out my math here. Hold on. So this will obviously be airing tomorrow, which is Monday. Kyle's will be airing tomorrow, technically Tuesday, and then the day after that will be McKenna's. Then we will have on Thursday the interview with our winner, Ian Moorhead, and then we have the reunion airing on Friday, as long with the last 3 episode recap with a special guest. And that we are all set. Thank you everyone for joining us. And again, I'm your host, Jay Milligan. We got Julia Rowe as always, and our 4th place finisher, Carrie Underwood. Everyone, have a good night. Thank you.